Private trust remedies. Private trust remedies. You know, look, most of us, most everybody are familiar with the public. That's what we know. Unfortunately, we're born in the public, raised in the public, went to public schools. Hung out in public parks. As I said, went to public schools, used public bathrooms. Why did you go to a public park? Because we don't have a private park on my land. Why did you go to the public pool? Because we don't have a private pool on my land. Why did you go to public school? Because we don't have private school on my family's estate. And so on and so forth. So if it is to be private, then where is the law? What? And if we know what the law is, what is the remedy? What's the remedies? And where are remedies found? So we all know what a trust is. A trust is a right of property granted to the trustees where they hold and administer said property according to the contract indenture for the benefit of the beneficiaries. A trust is a contract. So we're talking private trust remedies. Are we talking private trust rights? We're not talking public trust rights. Are there public trust rights? Probably. There's civil rights. There's corporate rights. There's public rights. So if I'm familiar with public rights, if I understand correctly that this specific private structure, Mr. Sot, is not created by state legislation, therefore it doesn't fall under the governance of state legislation, where is the remedy? What if something happens? And what rights does this private trust have rights? Does this private trust have remedies? Okay, look, so to break it down as basic as possible, and not to say that you're not smart or that you happen to be some sort of like intellectual slow or something like that. No, let's not even play around. This needs to be put into the basics as far as I'm concerned, because this needs to be the foundation. And foundations are typically very solid and typically, can be very simple, right? So let's get into a situation where there would be statutory remedies for a private trust. Let's start with that. Private trust doesn't owe its existence to legislation, therefore it's not governed by legislation. Correct? Correct. Okay. So how would it have statutory remedies? Well, in doing business, in contracting, in transacting in the public, because, trusts, specifically business trusts, do transact in the public. In transacting in the public, the trust itself enters into contract typically with a business or, an individual by way of, the signature of the trustees. For example, opening a bank account for the trust. There's a banking agreement. There's a banking relationship. It's a commercial banking relationship that is governed by not only the commercial bank contract that was likely electronically signed by the trustee when they went into the bank to open the account, but it also falls under the governance of state statutes, state corporate banking statutes because each bank is given a state charter. Now, if the bank acts irresponsibly, loses your money, says that the trust only has a certain amount of funds available, but really it doesn't and should have more. If there's a problem between the trust and the bank, that issue, that controversy is typically going to fall under statutory remedies. There's going to be a statutory remedy. If the bank owes the trust the money, there's going to be a statutory remedy requiring the bank to reimburse or pay the trust. Now, they're likely, if the bank, you know, sometimes it's rare, but sometimes, you know, you got to sue the bank. You got to bring a case against the bank in the name of the trust. And then, you know, the state courts adjudicating according to state statutes will provide the statutory remedy to the trust. That's one example. And of course, you can extrapolate this example, you know, to all public contracts that are made on behalf of the trust, all of them, because the other actor or the other party to the contract is going to be some sort of state entity. It's going to be a state corporation or a state citizen by way of some individual who is more than likely transacting under their all capital name, the birth certificate name or whatever. So that gives the state jurisdiction. So there's going to be statutory remedies. There may not be statutory remedies in specific cases, specifically private contracts. Now, let's say, and this is kind of where it gets sticky, and let's get into this. You're private, I'm private. We're both administering private entities, private contracts, not governed or created under statutory authority. Now, we create a contract, your trust, your performance consideration, trust to trust, private entity to private entity. And let's say you breach the contract. Where's the remedy? Now, we got to understand this. We got to understand what the private trust is in the first place, you know. If the trust can operate and do business and does not come under any type of statutory law or statutory entanglements, what law is that? And why isn't that law being taught? If it's not coming under statutory law, what law is it coming under? Most of y'all probably know. I'm going to bust it out for you anyway. Contract law. Contract law is the most powerful law, especially when you're dealing in commerce. Specifically, where is the remedies? Contract remedies. The remedy is within the contract. Now, it is very important, It is very important that when transacting, especially when transacting in the private, that all potential issues, inconveniences, and problems will and should be addressed in the contract. If it's a contract for services, for a job to be done, what happens when is it supposed to be done by? What happens if it's not done by this date? What happens if you're in breach? What happens if this trust is in breach? What happens if this trust is in breach? If you look at a lease, you know, for your apartment, it'll tell you, you know, after this day it's a late fee, and it's this much fee every day until it's paid. Why is that in there? That's in the contract. So when you sign the contract, you become bound. The contract is binding. So what is the remedy? The trust remedy is in the contract itself. It has to be. Now, is it in the contract indenture or is it in the contract that was entered into by the private parties? I would suggest that it's in both. But the remedy is in the contract. Now, statutory remedies do not apply to contract remedies. Well, what is the venue where we would receive the remedy? Because if it's not a statutory court, what's going on? So this is very confusing. I understand. But before I explain, let me let y'all know. We got about 5 minutes left in the broadcast. And I'm going to go over. So if you want to check out the rest of the show live, you want to call in, 563-999-3625. Once again, 563-999-3625. Otherwise, you will be disconnected, and you have to check out the archive. You know, that's how it works. But the private trust remedy is in the contract. It's in the contract, not contract disclosures. Now, one of the main disclosures is, that the parties to the contract of any trust, private trust, are to look to the trust itself for any payment of debts or outstanding bills, and not to the trustees. That's a disclosure. You got to include that. You got to disclose that for it to be binding. So if there is remedies within the contract indenture of the trust itself, it either needs to be disclosed before the execution of the contract, the private contract between the private entities, or it has to be included in the contract itself, the contract for services or whatever. Typically, it's going to be a contract for services. The remedy must be in the contract. Now, what venue? It's going to be an equitable venue. It's going to be a court of equity. Because what? We're only looking for performance. We're looking for the court of equity to compel performance of the contract, not to make any decisions, not to make any adjudications, not to be a referee, anything. Just, familiarize yourself with this contract. This is a breach of contract suit, and we're not looking for any statutory allowed damages or anything like that. You don't need to look to any statute for damages or any remedies. We're looking for the performance of this contract. So in the contract, if it said, the work will be finished by the 5th of January. If it's not finished by the 5th of January, there will be a late fee of $500 per day. The work was finished on the 15th of January. That was 10 days late. 10 times 5. That's $5,000. That's $5,000. And the other part of the contract was not trying to pay the $5,000.
90 seconds.
We're not looking for anything for any type of statutory remedy. We're looking for the remedy that was already included in the contract. We're looking for contract performance. The work was not completed until the 10th. Now, we may have to show substantiation, the evidence to substantiate the fact or the allegation that the work was finished 10 days late, but that wouldn't be too difficult if you have, pictures with timestamps. You could take a photograph of the late work with a newspaper with the date clearly. clearly legible on the newspaper. There's many ways where you can, look, you just got to be creative as a trustee. You got to be creative. Do your job. Do your job. But the private trust remedies, they're in the contract. They're in the contract, y'all. I can't say this enough. It requires foresight. It requires thought out planning. It requires due diligence. And it requires worst case scenario contemplation. Now, every time we enter into contract as trustees, every time we create a contract as trustees, we learn something new, we get better. We gain what is called experience. But knowing where the remedy is in private trust administration is important. Knowing how to gain or achieve remedy on behalf of the trust is part of your trustee responsibility. Now, of course, you can get help. I look at it the same way as, you should never reach 20, 18, 17, 16 years old without knowing how to cook for yourself. It's like 35-year-old person walking in and just telling me they don't know how to cook. I think that's unacceptable. It's kind of weird. And that's how it goes with trustees. You as a trustee, you need to know how to find the private trust remedies. You need to understand how to actuate a remedy when necessary. You have to act as a fiduciary when it comes to these trust entities. When you look that term up, that's a very, 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 very high level of responsibility. So if there's a breach of contract, if something happened, you can't just let it go. It's cool. Nah, man, you have to act on behalf of the trust. That's why I say, especially when you're doing private trust administration, you should probably stay away from friends and family for at least at first. Because all that being understanding and not tripping and hooking a brother up and all that stuff will get your trust busted. I'm telling you the truth. So proper administration is required when it comes to, remedial processes, especially when you're dealing with, some sort of public venue or public arena. So what is proper administration? No self-dealing. No transacting or administering the trust in a way or in a form that benefits you more than it benefits the trust. I mean, come on now. No commingling of assets. The trust is not you, and you are not the trust. Don't put your money in the trust account. Don't put the trust money in your account. Don't play around. What's wrong with you? What's the matter with you? Proper substantiation through trust minutes and board of trustee authorizations or resolutions. Proper administration, proper mindset and proper training. Maybe trustee training. Maybe trustee training with the foundation. I don't know, maybe. Maybe you'll email us, admin@welcometothefoundation.com, and inquire as to trustee training. And be like, you know what, so I appreciate you. Been listening to you for a long time. Been meaning to get with you. Learned a lot checking out your free shows called The Foundation, Mr. Sot L, that you've been doing for free for over half a decade. No, I'm just playing, but I'm not joking. And I would like to inquire as to trustee training. Tell me about it, Mr. Sot L. Maybe you'll do that. Maybe you will. Maybe you'll get to a point or a level of comfort and familiarity, having listened to the foundation, having been a follower of the foundation for a certain amount or even a prolonged period of time. That you're comfortable enough to hit us up and, inquire as to the training. Get into the training. Get into the trustee training. Learn how to administer these entities properly. Without being freaked out, without a bunch of anxiety and stress. And am I going to lose all my stuff? And am I messing up? And did I just get scammed? And is the IRS going to disregard everything? And put your mind at ease. Learn the true and proper way to administer a private estate. Take back the power. Take back the control of your own life, the control of your own labor. Protect your assets. Mitigate estate taxes, death taxes, inheritance taxes, generation skipping taxes, gift taxes. And, of course, income taxes in a lot of ways. I'm not giving you legal advice. I'm not making any legal promises or financial promises or anything like that. These are things that can be put into play and that actually work. But it's not just some paperwork and you fill out the right paperwork and then that's not how it works. You follow the 12 steps that the guru gave you and then the IRS says, okay. No. You got to know this stuff well enough that if there's any action, any allegation, any inquiry, you know what to do. Or if not, you're in trustee training, you have my personal mobile number, you just give me a call. Hey, Sot, I got this thing going on. You got a minute? Like, yeah, of course I got a minute. What's going on? Let's do this. So, admin at Welcome to the Foundation. Trustee training also includes consultations. There's no donation for consultations. I want to talk to you at least once a week, and that's for the free, not for the fee. It includes us setting up, structuring, or potentially restructuring your current public entity, your state entity, your LLC, your corporation, whatever. I'm not saying to throw it away. Let's just utilize it properly. Let's do it properly. Let's do it how the wealthy, the 1% do it. Because, why not? Maximize everything. Minimize risk and maximize, hey, you know what it is. And, if you're looking to set up or to scale out and increase your business credit, that's included in trustee training as well. I would definitely check it out. I'll definitely shoot me an email at least just to see what's up. Hey, worst case scenario, you'd be like, you know what, this dude is tripping, and I'm out of here. I ain't got time for this. I say that all the time. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, I don't know. Check it out. Admin at welcometothefoundation.com. This stuff is real, and I'm trying to just, anyone who's listening, anyone who's out here looking, anyone who is searching, hey, if this is what you're searching for, I'm just trying to get it to you. I'm trying to get it to you as quickly, as efficiently, as holistically, as realistically as possible, really, so that you can take action and change your life, because it changed mine. It really did. And it changed so many people's lives. And, it's not a thing where people sit around the circle of Sot and pay homage and stuff. Nah, man, you get this information, and once you get the information, it starts clicking, you get up and go. Most people that when it clicks, I don't hear from them for a while. They go to work. All apologetic when they hit me up. I'm sorry, I talked to you in a while. I've been working, man. I did this and this and this and this. And I got to tell them, you're supposed to get to work. I respect it. I appreciate it. This information is supposed to free you. It's supposed to inspire you. It's supposed to change your life. Because what is going private if not a lifestyle? So I ain't going to take no calls. But I appreciate y'all checking out the show. You know, Private Trust Remedies, let's just get it straight. If you have any questions or comments, please shoot me an email. admin@welcometothefoundation.com. Sometimes I parse words, I speak in certain derivatives. I don't know. I don't want you to be confused. I want you to get this. If you'd like to book a consultation for your specific edification, email me, admin@welcometothefoundation.com. If you're looking to, go private, set your family up for multi-generational wealth, start private banking, understand how to do that and how to actually utilize that, and what are the benefits of it. These things, trustee training, that's all I can say. Trustee training. But, a consultation, I'll put you on. I'm not going to withhold anything in the consultation, But it's up to you, 100%. admin@welcometothefoundation.com. Thank you for checking out the show. I appreciate y'all. We're coming to the end of the year, man. This stuff is starting to fly. It's been flying. Time flies. It's crazy, isn't it? Let's make it worth it. Let's do something crazy dope. Let's do something that generations before us were unable to do, didn't know how to do, didn't even know it was possible. Let's do something people next to you probably don't even understand, can't even comprehend. You are special. You are smart. Do you understand how technical this subject is? You understand most people would rather be playing games or watching sports or some sort of drama TV, some rom-com, something. And you are delving into very, very technical subjects. You're amazing. You're amazing, So keep it up. Keep it moving. Don't doubt yourself. Believe in yourself. Don't give up, because will you regret giving up in 20 years, in 30 years, in 40 years? I would suggest that you think about that. And if you, as I said, if you're looking to get in trustee training, if you believe that's something for you, admin@welcometothefoundation.com. As I said, I trust that you learned something from this episode of the Foundation, Private Trust Remedies. And, I look forward to serving you and your family in the future. With that being said, let's wrap it up. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to hearing from y'all in the emails. I'm kind of transitioning to a new kind of thing. Obviously, I guess it's not a transition. I pretty much stopped taking callers, but that's not going to be forever. But I'm working on some new stuff, and we got some new stuff dropping next year, and I'm really looking forward to it. I hope you are too. So I suggest that you sign up for the email list at welcometothefoundation.com, just so you can be on the cusp or the bleeding edge of what we got going here at the Foundation, man. We appreciate you, though. Love you very much, man. We do this for you. For you, man. Just trying to change your life. Just trying to help you live your best, most fulfilled life. You know what I mean? So with that being said, y'all have a great week. As always, enjoy yourself. Make sure you enjoy yourself. Take time out to enjoy yourself. Quit playing. And anyone who wants to mess with that time, that little time out of the day or the week that you take to enjoy yourself, anyone who wants to mess with that, you need to go ahead and cancel culture them, man. Hit them with the cancel culture. CC, nigga. Cancel culture. Nice try. But yes, enjoy yourself. Take time out to enjoy yourself. Whatever you do, whatever you enjoy. Make it a habit. Make it once a week. Make it twice a month. Whatever it is. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Take care of yourself. Some of these things, you do, you ain't taking care of yourself. You're not eating right. You're not exercising. You're doing the wrong stuff. I'm guilty. I'm guilty. I don't eat right all the time. I've fallen off. I used to have a different physique. Now I have a not so dope physique, man. But I'm taking measures once again to make it happen. Taking measures to once again take care of myself. We all fall off, man. Everybody, no one's perfect, man. Come on now. Anybody said they're perfect, slap him in the mouth. Slap him. I'm serious. Do it fast. Don't even think about it. Just, man, don't even tell me that. Tell me you're perfect, man. Say it again. Say it again. I'm just playing, but, you know. I mean, you can slap him in the mouth if you want. Make sure you know, no tattletale or some charge pressure, you know. Careful. Careful for the snitches. No, just playing. But y'all, enjoy yourself. Take care of yourself. Absolutely take care of yourself. You know, hey, it's real out here. It's real out here. So I'm going to quit rambling. Y'all have a great week. Make sure that you enjoy yourself. Take care of yourself. As always, make sure you say 10 things that you are thankful for before you go to sleep tonight and every night, as it is important. And I'll catch you next week on the same network, the hottest radio network on the planet. This is High Frequency Radio Network. I am your host of the Foundation, Sol, and it has been a pleasure. I'll catch y'all next week. Peace to the God.
High Frequency Radio.